Alright guys, we're here once again at the Summer Globals, and actually I have next to me from Gale Force Esports now Michael Udall, and well, you guys had a bit of a rough time yesterday against PBA. After you actually did very well against My Insanity, it looked like that would be an easy game for you. What exactly happened there?
I think the biggest factor was draft game 2 and 3. I really think I messed up. I mean, that's on me. I'm the main drafter, so I think I really messed up the drafts. I mean, obviously, as the VP that everyone knows, I completely whiffed game 3 on Infernal Shrines. If I VP the core, we win the game. But I think mainly game 2, we had like a terrible draft. It was kind of like a situation where it's almost impossible to win. Like, we have some comfort heroes, but we can't really lock anyone down. And then game 3, I think if we pick up the Thrall, so we go KT first pick, then go like Thrall ETC, and then 2-3, I think it really changes a lot, because like that hero's a lot better, and it's more priority than like a Rhaegar, because we could have gotten Monk or something. So.
Yeah, one of the things that was actually quite interesting to see is also that after game 2, when you started with the draft, you guys sounded actually at first pretty happy. I mean, we could hear you talk a little bit about the draft, and you said like, yeah, we're good, we just poke, as long as we deny them an insta-kill, we're fine. Did they then change in the game? Because we could see them actually have heavy rotations, especially against Tassadar, that were quite successful, and you guys seem to struggle a bit with that.
Yeah, I mean, we've run that comp in the past. Normally we run it with Monk, which gives us the blow-up potential, because like if you 7-side into leaming damage into 7, like someone just dies, right, instantly. And you kind of saw like that would happen. I know there's one time where like I gusted the whole team away, and then KT was force-walled, and we like insta-give them. That's kind of like what you do with that comp, because they can't really kill anything, you just outpoke them. I definitely think Rafa got caught out a couple times on the task, which like made it really hard, because we never really had a team fight where it was like 5v5. Because that comp's really good, where it's like false side just splits, and you guys just 4-man. And you can like look for picks and things like that, and you just like poke them out, and then false side's essentially getting the split smoke. But since we did die like a couple times in lane, and that was huge props to like Buff Arthas. They rotated like really aggressively, and we didn't expect it. So I don't know if it was as much like Raffle getting punished as like they played really well, and like we're not used to like that kind of aggression. So.
It was actually quite interesting that especially on map number 1, PBA seemed to have a lot of trouble, and that was also very transparent in the games that they played against My Insanity. I talked to them yesterday a bit, and it feels like on Battlefield in particular, they have huge problems drafting properly. Was that one of those things where you said like, okay, this was an easy game, we have this in the back, and you maybe underestimated them on map 2?
Yeah, I definitely think our mentality kind of slipped. Because I mean, we just lost like a really close set to My Insanity, and then we went into it, and I was like, just one more game, right? And then we won game 1 really handily. Like, I think we super outdrafted them, and we just like dumpstered them. And then game 2, we kind of went into it, and we're like, oh, same thing's gonna happen, right? Even though our draft is way worse. And then we dropped a game, and then like game 3 was like, oh shit, like it kind of like hit you. Wait, am I allowed to cuss? Whatever. It kind of like hit me. I think it hit the whole team of like the reality of like we could go out and not make it out of groups, which did end up happening, which sucked. But yeah, so definitely mentality. Sorry, still salty. Still salty.
I talked to PBA, as I said, a bit about their Battlefield draft, and it seems like when they draft, in especially on the Asian servers, no matter if they like play on China or on Korea, one of the things that's definitely true is they want to force the team fights. So they're apparently not used to that style where you go for the objective, and they kind of force those fights on you on the second map then. But you already said that you were under a lot of pressure going into map 3 then afterwards, and of course everyone remembers the Void Prison at the end. I mean, it's not really the only thing that lost you the game, but it's the most memorable at that point. What really went through your head there? Because, I mean, in hindsight, you went through the replay right away and you say, like, of course, if I VP the core and I catch Sonya with it, then we got this. Did you just panic? Was there too much pressure? Was that the moment when you guys realized, hey, we could actually lose this game still, even after we won the decisive fight up top at the Shrine?
I mean, so my thought was, I knew they were going to go for a backdoor, and that's why, like, I'm so, pissed off, I think is the ample word, just because I knew that they were going to backdoor the core. Like, I was literally waiting there for like 10 seconds. I was like, this is the only way they win the game. And I should have just instantly had the KT ETC back. And like, you just leave Lunara, Rhaegar up at the top, finishing the Shrine. And like, they have Leaping Gate, or the speed on Lunara and the Rhaegar, and they can run out. So I was more frustrated with my shot calling coming out of the game. Because if at the end, if we leave Rhaegar to finish the Infernal Shrine and have Lunara back, like, we probably would have killed them, even if I whiffed the VP. And my thought process was 100% wrong with the VP, but it was, oh, I'm going to stop the Falstad from gussing our team away, which I have no idea why I thought that. Like, it's literally so simple, like, you just VP the core. So it was obviously really stupid decision making, and I think it was kind of like what you said, like a panic of like, oh, they're coming for the core, like if I just VP the Falstad, like we can kill them all. So
You had a very interesting reaction this morning immediately. The first thing that you said is that you actually started to grind Zeratul games. So, and that you told your team, okay, we are going to have the best Zeratul at BlizzCon. And apparently you had a couple of very close games there too.
Yeah, I mean, I played like 10 Zeratul games this morning. Just, I mean, because jet lag. So I was up at like 4 a.m. and like I really want to play games. Like I'm really hungry right now. I'm like really pissed off about our loss. Because I feel like a lot of it was on me, and like I really want to improve and get better for BlizzCon, because I like that is our goal. So I did play like around like I think it was 9 or 10 Zeratul games, and there was one that I was telling you about where I was pretty much in the same exact scenario. It was like the 5 of them were going for our core, and I ended up VPing the core, and our team won. So I'm salty. I'm pretty pissed off. Oh god.
You were already talking about BlizzCon, so there's no blame game going on, nothing in like, okay, we lost here, we have to immediately swap lineups. I mean, that's kind of a response from a lot of teams when they are losing at one of the major stages that they feel they need to improve by switching out players. I feel one of the few teams that actually doesn't do that is my Insanity, who just continuously keep the lineup getting stronger and stronger. So for you, it's already clear that you guys are going to stick together and you're going to make it to BlizzCon?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely think our team's going to make it to BlizzCon. I mean, I don't even know what's happening. Our team haven't really talked. We haven't really had to talk as a team. But, like, the craziest thing is this roster's been around for, what, 2 months? Like, so for me, the fact that we made it to Worlds in, like, a 2-month, and, like, I've only been shot calling for, like, 3.5 months, like, shot calling drafting. So it's, like, I think this team has so much growth and, like, so much potential that, like, I definitely think we'll be, like, a world contender at BlizzCon.
You talked a little bit about being jet-lagged this morning and waking up early, and of course we all know by now that you guys had a pretty rough time getting here. Did that still play a role on the last day when you played against My Insanity, when you played against PBA, or was by that time jet lag mostly gone and you could actually like play with those games with a fresh mindset?
I mean, I think it played a role, but you could like 100% tell the difference of our set versus Big Odds versus our set the second day. So like, I don't think it was like. Because, like, if we would have lost at Big Odds, like, I think, like, the majority of that blame is on, like, jet lag. Like, I literally, my first game was the first game against Big Odds, like, in 5 days, which is absolutely insane. But I think going into the set the next day, we definitely had enough time to prepare, where I think it was more of, like, decision-making, like, shot calling, drafting, like, individual mechanical play, like, outside of jet lag. I think it was a factor, but it's not like something I can sit there and be like, man, if we weren't jet lagged, we would have easily won the game, you know, so...
So now that you're out of the tournament, what are you guys actually going to do for the remaining days? Because of course you're going to travel with us to Zhangjiaping, you're going to be at DreamHack as well. Do you try to get like scrim in against like the other regions right now to just like learn a bit from how the meta shifts going from region to region, or do you just go sightseeing in Stockholm? Like, what's the plan so far?
I mean, I want to make Grandmaster on EU before I leave. That's what I told you. I think that's my plan right now. Like, scrimming is definitely something I'd be open to. I haven't talked to my whole team yet, so I don't know what we're looking. Like, there'll probably be a little bit of sightseeing in there, but like I said, I'm so hungry. It's weird. Like, winning really doesn't feel that good, but losing feels terrible. Like, I think the reason I want to win is just because I never want to lose. So I'm kind of at that mentality, right? Yeah, like, does that make sense? Like when we won in Bergbank, I was like, okay, like, that was cool. Even when I won Dorms, it's like, okay, that was cool. But it's like, when you lose, it's like, oh my God. Like, it's like all I can think about. And like, all I want to do is like never have this feeling. So like, especially on the world stage again. So it's like, right now, like, all I want to do is just practice and get better.
It was, of course, a pretty big upset to see you guys actually drop out. Everybody was looking forward to more games, especially, of course, the North America versus EU banter that we all had already going on in the group. Everybody was looking forward to more games there. So at this point, Naventic is the only NA team. What do you personally think how far they can go here, considering that the groups have now been released?
I don't think they're going to get out of groups.
All right. Pretty clear statement right there. Who do you think is going to get out of the groups?
I think E-Star and MVP in Group A. I think they're going to body everyone in that group. And then Group 2, I think that's like I don't know. I think that's more of like a shit show. I think it could go. It's X-Team, Tempest, My Insanity, and Dig. I think the Dig's going to show up. I think Dig and Tempest are going to be the ones getting out.
All right. Thank you very much, especially, of course, after loss, for answering all the questions, and the best luck for the future. Hope that you guys make it to BlizzCon, and we're going to see each other again there. Thanks for the interview, man.